Hi, Alan.
Hi, Rita.
How are you doing?
Hey,
Good.
you
Um,
haven't seen it. Go ahead.
Did you get my email? I'm sorry, I didn't look at that.
There was no rush on that. I got it. I was gonna,
Yeah, it's pretty minor. There were just a few changes.
okay, yeah, I made a bunch of them. I always miss at least two, you know.
Yeah, well,
It's always good to have somebody else look.
nobody's perfect, Alan. So
I'll go over it again too.
yeah, that's fine. Not a problem.
Then I'll post it. Just,
Okay. Great. So Linda's joining us. I think Chris said he could come and Margie was going to try. And I'm pretty sure Elaine said she could come. Hi, Linda.
Hi. Hi, Rita. Hi, Alan.
hi, Linda. I think everybody said they could come.
Yeah, great. I just got to get the agenda. Let's see.
Hey, Linda, before we get started, one of the questions I have is, do you have the schedule of our last year's meetings?
Oh, hold on. I'll get that.
I threw one together, but I'm not sure it's right.
Yeah, hold on. I'll get it. It's in the other room.
Oh, and I know I printed out the agenda. Now, where did I put it? Oh, here it is.
Just so we have at least two copies in front of us.
Yes, yes, as to what we did.
Because it was kind of screwed up.
Sort of thought we were going to do last year, but
Right.
I think this is the first time I've started a meeting and hosted it. So I was like, oh gosh, am I going to be able to do this? But there are a few steps.
You did it.
I did it. We like to sing that song. There's a song from My Fair Lady that says, I did it. I did it. I really, really did it. We sing that to my grandson.
Did you get your windows washed?
I did. I did it. I did it. But not too many streaks. Michael and I were first we cleaned out the refrigerator, which was a major, major undertaking. I was in a cleaning mode today because it was so beautiful, and I got up feeling like I had finally had a good night's sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dawn was in a cleaning mode today too. She was
really
in the gardens, and yeah, I was just standing here watching.
Yeah, Michael wanted to sit and watch, but I didn't let him. I said I needed a partner there. Hi, Chris.
Hi, Rita.
Hi, Chris.
Hey, Alan. Hi, Linda.
Hi.
I think it's just 7 o'clock now.
Yeah.
So Linda, do these meetings record automatically? Is that?
Yes. Yes. So we're recording now. Yep.
Where is it getting recorded?
So if you look in your upper left-hand corner, you see the recording light is blinking.
Yep.
And
then where does this go, though? I mean,
so it goes to the town clerk.
Okay.
Yes. So if someone wanted to access it, you have to ask
the town clerk. Okay.
Town clerk. Even though when you end the meeting, Rita, you'll see a little thing that says you'll be getting an email with the recording. We don't as hosts. It goes to the clerk.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Good. Make sure nobody else is trying to get in here. Let's just wait another couple of minutes.
Yeah.
See if anybody else shows up. How's school going, Chris, for the kids?
They're doing better this fall than in the spring.
Yeah.
It's definitely more organized,
Yeah.
and they're actually like in class for hours. So that's mine. But they seem to be doing pretty well.
Yeah.
We have one in the Amherst Middle School now, and one still at Shutesbury Elementary.
It must be weird starting middle school. And
Yeah.
do they go from like class to class? Is that how?
They do have different teachers, so
Yeah.
yep, they do. It's weird because they expected this to be a big change and
Right.
a chance to meet a whole bunch of new people,
Right.
and she's not really having it. I think it's a lot harder to like meet somebody on Zoom or Google Meetings.
Yes. Yeah. And then you couldn't get together with them. I mean, it'd be hard to get together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the
Well, I don't
teachers-
know. My experience with 7th grade for both my kids was not not ideal. The transition was really hard.
Yeah, I mean, it was back, when I was in junior.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a rough time.
Yeah.
So I don't know. They seem to be doing all right so far. It's only, not even a weekend, but
Uh-huh.
the
Are they
teachers-
actually in school part of the time, Chris?
not yet. They are talking about sending them some days, maybe starting in November, but it's not decided yet. It's all remote
Hmm.
so far.
My daughter teaches in Agawam, and they went to a hybrid model.
Oh.
Half the class Monday, Tuesday, everybody out Wednesday, and half the
Oh.
class Thursday, Friday.
Yeah. How's that going?
Well, apparently the technology is not going as well as they had hoped, so she's kind of frantic about that.
Yeah.
Hard.
To say nothing of the fact that being in contact with people, she's worried about that.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I don't know,
Yeah,
we'll
I
see.
feel, this has got to be just so hard on the teachers, the amount of work that they have to put in to change it up to
Yeah,
work, by remote.
yeah.
It just, so hard.
Yeah. That's crazy. Well, I'm feeling like I want to go ahead and,
Yeah, we got a quorum.
yeah, we have a quorum, so I'm going to just.
Michael
call
said he
this.
was going to be here. I don't know.
Yeah, and Elaine did too, because she said tonight was better.
Yeah.
I'll just keep an eye out to see if anybody else shows up. So I'd like to call the meeting to order. Do we have, the first item on the agenda was minutes. Do we have minutes, Linda, that, or I don't know who is taking the minutes
Oh.
for the last,
I don't know if anybody did.
uh-oh.
Oops.
Okay, well, let's skip over that then
Yeah.
and we'll verify, because I didn't have any minutes, so.
Right. I mean, I have some scribbled notes, but nothing
Yeah.
that would make a minutes, I don't think.
Yeah, okay. And what was the date of that last meeting, Linda?
Oh,
Do you have it at hand? We met,
gee.
so we met
Yeah.
before, we must have been met in April, right?
No, I don't think
No,
we met.
we have,
We
we have-
met in on March 12th, and
Okay.
then we met
the 19th
of
and then May 28th, I think.
Oh, okay. May
Is
20.
that consistent with your numbers, Linda?
we no, we didn't meet on May 28th.
I thought we moved it from May 21st to May 28th. That's what I have in mind.
Well, if you did, you met without me because that was a Conservation Commission night.
Well, we may have.
All right, well, I'm gonna go back and take a look, and then the next time we meet, let's make sure we're up to date on doing all of our minutes, and I'll look
Well,
back
let me,
at my,
let me go back to my thing, go to May, just for a second, and then May.
Okay.
So I have in my calendar, that we had a meeting scheduled for the 21st, and we canceled it and moved it to the 28th.
Okay.
Well, if you did, I wasn't there, but I have little scribbled notes from whenever we met, one time when we met.
Okay. All right, I will look. I just didn't think about it before this meeting got started, so I apologize. I should have taken a look. But I'll try to get that straightened out and then see who might have taken the minutes. We met on the 28th. I'm just taking a real quick look to see if I can get my calendar up from then.
Was it Michael?
Yeah, that's what I would be thinking. It would be Michael. Although I have May 28th, I had a FinCom meeting that night.
Yeah, and there was a Conservation Commission meeting that night, so I
have a feeling we didn't.
Oh, maybe we didn't meet. There is a note next to my thing on my calendar that says this may not be necessary. So maybe.
Oh, okay. So maybe that wasn't it. Okay.
But when did we meet?
Yeah, well, that's why. Yeah, I think it was March. And our last meeting, if I recall, was with Doug Slaughter from the Amherst Regional School.
Yeah, so that was March 12th.
That was
Okay.
March 12th, but we've had a Zoom meeting because we talked about,
Oh, okay. Here's one.
we talked about something about rental assistance.
Yeah,
April
so
16th.
It was April 16th. I
Yeah.
had-
Wow.
That was town meeting prep on my notes.
Yeah,
And I think
Okay.
that was the last one that I was at least.
yeah, I think that's right.
Yep, I think, yep, April 16th. Wow.
Okay, so I'm gonna double check on, I'll check on all the minutes and then we'll go from there. So we don't have this on the agenda, but I think it's just good to do a quick check-in about, and I know it's in the CPC plan, but just about the committee composition, because we did pass a bylaw at town meeting changing the composition of the Community Preservation Committee from 9 to 7 members. And so we eliminated two slots, one being the Finance Committee.
Rita, I'm sorry to interrupt, but should we decide who's going to take tonight's minutes?
Good idea, Linda.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but
We do have a recording, so we do have backups at least.
yes, but
does anybody other than me want to volunteer to take the minutes?
I do it too much for my job.
Chris, we don't mind if they're really minimal.
I'll make some scratchy minutes.
All right, you'll make some. Thank you, Ellen. So we're now a 7-member committee. And so what was eliminated was the Finance Committee. And then we had a slot for open space, and we had a slot for which I think we're in essence combining with the select board slot. So what we said in the new bylaw is that the select board could act as the parks / open space position, a member of the select board or its designee. So what I wanted to recommend, and it's really, it's up to the select board, is that Alan be the select board's designee, which I've already broached with folks, and we just need to have an official vote. That Michael DiChiara would stay if the planning board chooses. Chris, you and the Historical Commission, you're still on the Historical Commission?
So I am at the moment, but this is actually going to be my last CPC meeting. I'm going to step down from.
Oh, okay. All right. So then we'll have to have.
Yeah, so they will have a new appointee from the Historical Commission.
Okay.
If you still wanted to be, they could appoint you if you still want to stay on CPC.
Right. I was a
Yeah.
rep from the finance committee years after I was off.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm
So-
Concom and I'm not a Concom member.
Yeah, yeah, I'm trying to create a little bit more time these days, so I'm kind of cramped for time. So I'm gonna.
And who's
step back.
chairing the Historical Commission now?
Well, so Janice is more of a chair than anybody else. I don't know that we actually have an official one right now,
Okay.
but Miriam took some time off and she is coming back.
Oh, okay.
She was the chair before, and
Yep.
I don't know if she will do that again, but she may take that back up.
I heard
Okay.
that Henry was the chair.
So Henry ran the last meeting.
Mhm.
Nobody seemed to want to really be the chair, so I don't know what they're gonna do.
Yeah.
Okay. So we'll have to then ask the Historical Commission about having
as
an
a
appointee.
whole. They are getting a few new members because Janice is actually leaving town, I think she said.
Janice Stone is?
Yes, sometime like at the end of this year. And I'm going to step down, and then so there are going to be some new people. So somebody may have interest in the CPC.
When is this all going to happen, Chris?
Well, this is it for me. I told them we had a historical commission meeting a couple weeks ago, and so I told them I would go to this, make this my last CPC meeting, and then I can send a letter of resignation to the select board. And I think Janice wanted to stay on a little bit longer to provide some continuity as new people entered.
Mm-hmm. Is she leaving permanently, or is she?
Yes, I think she wants to, yeah, I think she's leaving town, moving. So I can't remember exactly what she said, though.
Okay.
I think her intention is because of inquiries she's made to me as admin secretary about the terms for the various members. I think she's going to be the associate member.
So,
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So the Historical Commission is a big one that we need to figure out who's going to.
Chris, do you know who might be replacing you? Any idea?
there were a couple of interested people. My next door neighbor, John Walter, was interested. He was one of the people. Greg Colton, do you know him?
Mhm.
Yeah, he will be stepping on. Trying to remember who else. There's
All right. I was just curious if you knew.
somebody else too, but I'm not thinking right now.
Okay.
Okay. And all right, so I got through Alan. Planning Board, Michael DiChiara. I'm assuming he's remaining on the Planning Board and will continue as their rep. I will continue to be the housing person for the time being. Linda, if you're willing to continue as a Conservation Commission person, do you need?
I am. I'm going to just check with the commission.
Okay.
I think that they will probably want me to.
Okay.
And I'm happy because, to do it because I've been doing it.
Okay.
But if someone else really wants to, then I would,
Step aside. Yeah.
because I'm no longer going to be involved.
Yeah. All right, and then we'd have Mark.
Do the parks?
I'm sorry?
Elaine will be Parks Commissioner,
Recreation Committee.
Recreation Commissioner.
Yeah, and you'll be the Parks kind of open space designee, Alan, for the select board. So the select board would appoint you as their designate you to represent.
Right.
And then Elaine is a new member of the Recreation Committee, and I think she's expressed interest in staying.
That'd be great.
And then Margie as the community at large. So basically the composition doesn't really change, but the who the committee members are representing.
Do you think we need to check with Margie?
Yes, I will do that.
Okay.
I'll double check with her to make sure she's interested. So I would relay this to to Becky and to Grace, just kind of what tentatively.
Well, can I just, admin secretary?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you would make the recommendations to the select board.
Right.
Then once the select board appoints, then my job is to send an appointment letter to people.
Right.
So
Yep.
then they can then get sworn in by Grace.
So then, Linda, does it make sense to confirm with everybody prior to it coming to the select board?
I think so, just
Okay.
so that it's, once and done. kind of
Okay.
thing, you
Yep.
know?
Yeah, so not doing this over and over again. All right, so I will send confirmation or send emails to everybody saying that we discussed this. Here's how it would look, and are you interested in continuing on the Community Preservation Committee? And as far as the Historical Commission goes, I'm not sure who to address that to. Do you have any suggestions, Chris? Maybe.
Well, it can go to Janice for now. She
Oh,
will be there
okay.
for a couple of months, and I think she's the only one monitoring the Historical Commission emails. So.
Okay. All right, so I'll send her something. Okay, good. Sorry that took up so much time, but I figured that was important. So the next thing on our agenda is just to check in on the status of currently funded but incomplete projects. And I believe there are 3 of them, at least on my list, and correct me if I'm wrong. The 3 that I had that are still underway are the boat launch down at Lake Wyola. Also at Lake Wyola, the North Cove study, which I believe is inactive. And then the 3rd one was the Old Town Hall.
Yeah.
And everything else is either, kind of moving along. So I know, Alan, you followed up on the boat launch.
There's also the cemetery.
Well, the cemetery, thank you.
Yes.
Yeah, and that one is active. I've seen them working on it. So.
Oh, good. Okay.
Yeah, that's why I brought it up, because that may be the only one of these that's actually moving along.
Well,
although the boat launch is moving.
boat
I
launch.
guess the boat launch is too.
Yep. Yeah. So I think the boat launch is underway. I know they went through the Conservation Commission process. There's a fence being put up there.
Yes, in Penny's email, she made a little error because she said the fence cost $9.38. Because $938.
That's quite a deal. I should get one of those.
Yeah.
Yeah, really. Okay, so that's
The
underway.
fencing was okayed by who?
Say that again?
The
Who
fencing was
fencing
part of the
okayed by?
cost.
It's part of the CPA project.
Yeah, but I'm trying to get for the notes. So the fencing was approved by us or them?
It was an invoice to Becky, right?
Yeah, Penny provided an invoice to Becky to be submitted
Okay.
for reimbursement.
So it's going to be ordered.
Yes.
It's ordered, it's ready, it's. I
Oh, it's ready
think,
to go.
ready to go. It just
Okay.
getting someone to install it. Yep.
So the only two, and Habitat's underway. In fact, I want to take a picture of the Habitat house. I don't know if you guys, have driven past it.
Yeah.
They're moving right along.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, I go by there frequently, and
Yeah.
they were putting the roof on last,
Yeah, it's
about
incredible.
a couple days ago. So yeah, it's getting there.
Yeah. Even with COVID, because they have limits on the size of the crews and who can work and so forth. So the two, and it sounds like the cemetery's underway.
Yeah, so I know that they have a restoration consultant that they hired, and
Great.
he's working pretty like stone by stone.
Wow.
I know they had, I don't remember, 8 stones or 18 stones or something that they had listed as the highest priority, and she's working her way through those.
That's great.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
good. And I know they were trying to set up a like learning session where people could watch or get taught how to do it as well. And I don't know if that ended up happening yet or not. Probably not with the whole COVID.
Yeah, I haven't seen
But-
any.
No, there hasn't been any notice about that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But maybe I can check with Janice, was kind of honchoing that, right?
Yes,
Okay.
she knows exactly what's going on there because she's on
Okay.
the cemetery commission too. So
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah, exciting.
So the
yeah, it
two,
is. It's good. I think they've,
Yeah.
I saw a couple of the stones they had worked on, and there's a world of difference. They did a good job.
so they clean them up and then,
Yeah, and some of them are being reset into their bases. So it's both cleaning them and making sure they're secure and, well anchored.
so if I were to go up there, would I know which ones they were? Like if I went to take a picture?
Well, they were not like all in one section or anything.
Oh.
So they're sort of scattered around because they were the ones that were either tipping the most or the stone was, having some real issues of flaking off or whatever. So they are kind of scattered around, but you probably would be able to tell because they're
Okay.
they're
thought
all
for the-
like older stones, and
Yeah.
some are nice and clean now. So
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
I thought maybe for our newsletter article, Alan, we could have a couple of pictures, like of the Habitat House, and it'd be nice to have a couple of things that are underway. If there's
Yeah.
room.
That would be great.
yeah, that'd be nice.
Yeah. Okay.
The money.
I'll write to Janice and see if I can find out and take a picture.
Right. She may have already taken some.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Good. She might be using it for the cemetery commission report. So the two that are inactive are the Lake Wyola North Cove, which I don't think is going anywhere.
Yeah, the main person, Fred,
Yeah.
has no longer, I believe he no longer owns property on the lake.
Oh, okay.
That's true. He
Fred
doesn't.
Hartwell. Yeah. All right. And
They
then the
had
Old
some-
Town Hall, as
They
far
had
as I,
somebody also appointed to the North Coast project, or somebody who was going to take it over.
The only other person to contact is Mark Rivers.
Right, that's the person I talked to.
And
he
I
said
think
that
Alan
somebody
did.
was-
Yeah.
But he didn't have a name, so I don't know if they've actually done it or not.
Yeah.
Do you see it all, Linda?
No,
Okay.
no.
I'll try to call Mark Rivers.
yeah, good to at least find out what's what. And then the Old Town Hall, as far as I know, the building committee has not met since January. So I'm not sure what's going on with them. But Alan, you and I should talk, and maybe one of us can check in with Bob to see if they're planning on doing anything there.
Or Nancy Matthews.
Or Nancy Matthews, yeah.
Hmm.
Okay, I'll follow up with you, Alan. Okay, so lessons learned from last year? Anything?
Ooh.
other than, and we're going to talk about this next, is just marketing and getting more interest in the CPA funding. I already think, I think I know of at least one thing that's probably, maybe two things that are probably going to come forward this next funding round. One being a number of months ago, sort of after, maybe it was after town meeting, the Habitat folks, you know, just put out a feeler about, you know, could they apply for more money. And
Didn't we talk about that a little bit at our
I think
last?
we did, yeah, and they
We did,
can.
yes.
There's nothing to preclude them from coming back for more money. And then I know that the Recreation Committee has talked about a community garden. And it's something I had done a little bit of research on, sometime earlier this year or last year, you know, about what could CPA funds be used, because we had an inquiry from the school about you know, could they do some sort of a greenhouse, which we were told no from the Community Preservation Coalition. But what CPA funds could be used for is like preparation of you know, so getting soil and that kind of thing. So, and then kind of setting up a community garden, but not a building.
You could build beds, like garden
Beds, exactly, exactly. So you could build the beds, you could, you know, kind of get all the material, the soil and so forth together for the beds. So I think that's up to the Recreation Committee, and I assume after they meet that we'll hear from Elaine about what they're thinking. So those are the two things, and I don't know whether or not the regional school is going to come back with their engineering for the fields.
Right.
So that article was withdrawn from this year's town meeting, but Doug Slaughter seemed to indicate that, you know, they were looking ahead. My guess is, given the fiscal condition of the schools, that they might defer it another year, but we have no idea.
Yeah.
Right.
So we might or might not see that.
So all of these are speculation. I'm not going to put them in.
Yes. Yeah, they're all speculation. It's just kind of putting it out there in case, you know, so that people know. So we do have a newsletter article. I think the deadline is September 25th. I will be drafting something and get a couple of pictures in there. And, you know, part of it is also getting the word out to, you know, out to folks about CPA money being available. And in the past, you know, we've had an all boards meeting. I don't recall it. When does that happen?
Usually November-ish.
Yeah.
But who knows?
Who knows? I know. Trying to do that on Zoom is really tough. Yeah, this is a tough year. But you know, we'll get something out in the newsletter, and then think about maybe doing a town announce too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we can. That's a great idea.
Yeah. Okay.
The newsletter deadline is when, the 25th, you said?
Yes.
Of
So I
September?
haven't drafted anything, Alan, but I will do that, and then I'll get it to you. I was hoping to get a couple of pictures. So I think we just want to give, you know, do a kind of status on the projects that are underway, and then the dates for this year.
Yep.
So pictures we want of the cemetery and
The Habitat House.
Sorry, the what?
Habitat.
Oh, the Habitat House, right. I'll see what I can do.
So, do you want to talk about the due dates?
Yes. So the due dates are incorporated into the community preservation plan.
Right.
And so we have the two-step process. The first is the determination of eligibility.
Right.
And what Alan had put in there was December 5th as the date for the submission of the determination of eligibility. And then it was January 31st, Alan, I think, for application.
Yeah, I guess it was. It's all right. I don't have it right in front of me.
January 31st.
I'm sorry, Linda?
Usually January 31st.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So
I didn't
December-
look at what days of the week those two.
12/5 is a Saturday.
So do we want to make it 12/4? Or we can leave it at 12/5.
Well, nobody's at town hall to like mark it received. on
Right, okay.
5.
Let's make it the 4th then. December 4th. And what is January 31st?
Friday? No, Sunday.
Yeah, Sunday.
Okay, how about if we make it February 1st?
All right.
That gives us more than enough time.
Mhm.
So those two dates would then be incorporated both into the newsletter article and when we do a town announce too. So the 4th for the determination of December 4th, determination of eligibility, and February 1st, application. I don't want to do this tonight, but at our next meeting, then we should just get a calendar together. I'd rather have more people here.
Sure.
Just doing, the calendar for the meetings for the balance of the year. And Chris, you won't have to worry about any of that. The next item on the agenda is the Alan very generously did first edit of the community preservation plan, and basically what we do every year is we take the plan from the previous year, do the edits, do the date changes, and then update other items. And I sent Alan just a few edits. They were pretty minor of things, including the dates, these dates, and the list of positions, which I think we'll finalize once we get that done.
Yeah.
Alan, was there one more thing that was in my email? But there weren't any substantive changes in the plan. It was just more housekeeping stuff.
And I wondered, would we want to include the bylaw change?
Actually, that's a very good idea. How would we? I wonder where we would do that.
Well, it's how we have the list of articles for the annual
Right.
meeting. So wouldn't
Right.
it be listed as one of the articles?
Okay.
I was thinking that would make sense.
Right.
Or how we do it every year.
To just put that in there. Oh, that was the other minor thing, Ellen. I had just changed. I think you had Habitat where we were voting on the regional school, the $18,000.
I thought I took that out.
And we withdrew that article.
Yeah, but didn't I take it out of the plan?
It was in the plan that I looked at.
Oh, okay, maybe I took it out of mine.
Yeah.
I'll have to look at mine.
It was actually an article at town meeting, so it should show up and then we should say article withdrawn.
Yeah. Yeah, that would make sense. So we have,
And then, right, and then add the article that changed the composition of the committee. And then, does it make sense to have that?
Hey, Linda, hang on a second, Rita.
Sure.
Do you have a copy of that article? I don't think I do.
I can get it for you.
Could you send it? Could you
Yeah.
send me the email?
Yeah.
Okay,
I'll get it from my work computer.
Are you talking about the bylaw article, Alan?
Yeah, the bylaw article.
Yeah. I mean, I have a printed copy.
That's what I've got too. I could probably type
Yeah.
it from that.
I have a digital copy on my other computer, my work
That's
computer.
great. Just
I'm
just
trying
send
to,
it as
my cat is sitting on my,
we see that.
as long as he doesn't sit on, or she sit on the off switch, we're okay.
yes, that actually happened. I forget what I was doing. I don't know what kind of meeting I was in, and my cat came up and
Right.
flopped on the keys.
Same thing happened to me in the middle of a meeting.
So Linda, you get an electronic version
Yeah.
of that to Alan. Okay,
Yeah.
good. And then I guess if anybody else has any other comments, if you could just forward them to Alan, any other edits. But I think he already has the date edits, that article edit, and the one other one. So I think that was it. Otherwise, it seemed like it was,
Thank you, Alan, for doing that.
yeah, thanks.
For updating.
So we'll get a version with the changes, and then that will be done on the agenda for the next meeting of approving the community preservation plan. I think that's it. We just need to talk about a next meeting, and what I'd like to do is, Alan and I didn't talk about this. We're now at what, September 21st. Is keep it on Thursday nights if we can, and then find a Thursday in October that, are we doing typically like the second or third Thursday?
It's usually the third.
The third Thursday?
Mhm.
And that doesn't conflict with any other?
It would be the 22nd.
Actually, it's actually the 15th.
Is it really?
Yes, because October 1st is a Thursday.
Oh, good.
Oh, it is? I didn't-
Actually, that's much better for me. The 15th is a better time for me than the 22nd.
It's okay for me.
I have another meeting that night.
Oh,
That's all right. It does. The other one doesn't really matter that much.
yeah, I mean, the other thing we could do, Alan, is we could, you know, like the select board is now meeting at 5:30, and, you know, we could move this meeting to a, you know, earlier time if it conflicts with, I don't mind meeting earlier.
no, I don't either. I'd be happy to meet earlier.
Yeah, I'm sort of happy to meet earlier too. Do you want to try that, Alan? To try it at 5:30?
It really doesn't matter because this other meeting is something I don't.
Okay. All right. Why don't we leave it at 7 for that meeting and then talk about moving meetings earlier? So 7 o'clock, Thursday, October 15th. And if you're really missing us, Chris, you could join us.
Yeah, I can always stop back in.
Yeah, just drop back in. Really easy. You don't even have to leave the comfort of your own home.
No, I know. It's true. I'm not going anywhere. So.
Right. Nobody's going anywhere, right? Okay. All right, good. So, and the agenda will be the community preservation plan, an update on the committee membership And
Any other news we have on projects?
news on projects. And then I'm just going to keep marketing on the list.
Yep.
Because I think that's important for us all to be talking it up. Sound good?
Yes.
Okay. Well, thank you all for coming. Alan, are you all set?
Yeah, wait a minute. There were 4 things we were just talking
So I
about.
put the community preservation plan, just a review of the committee membership and where we are,
Update on the projects.
news on projects, and then just marketing was the last.
Oh, right, the marketing. Okay. So we have no lessons learned, I take it, from last year.
For me, the big lesson learned is, how to just keep pushing and encouraging people to come up with stuff.
Yep. And if we, I guess, well, we'll have an update on the projects that are languishing, and we'll
Right.
see what we need to do about those.
Yeah. Okay, so do I hear a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
I will second.
Good. All those in favor? Farrell, aye.
Scott, aye.
Alan, hi.
Okay, so it is unanimous. Well, thank you all for showing up this evening, and we'll miss you, Chris.
Yeah.
We understand, though.
Thank you.
Yes, I'm sure I will
And,
see you around town.
Speak really positively about us to the other historical commission members.
I will.
You run into them.
I've enjoyed being a part of this. It's
Yeah,
fun.
good.
It's
Well,
been
thank
great.
you.
It's been great to have your
Yeah.
presence.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, thanks,
All right.
guys. Have a good night.
Folks.
Okay, thanks,
Rita.
Rita.
Bye.
Bye.